Namo Namaha. Welcome back, students. For today's online class, I have chosen a grammar topic, that is Shabda Rupani, with the reference to Karak Vibhakti. Students, I know that you have already studied the concept of Karak Vibhakti and you already know different tables. You have learned them by heart. So in today's session, I would like to revise the part which is learnt by you. In addition to that, I'm going to explain you the practical usage of Karak Vibhakti. So be with me. Let's get started with the topic Shabda Rupani with the reference to Karak Vibhakti. So students, when we say Shabda Rupani, the two main concepts which come under this category are Namani and Sarvanamani. Namani, nouns, and Sarvanamani, pronouns. As I have said earlier, you have already learned different kinds of nouns and pronouns. So let's start with the revision of the first concept, that is Namani. So students, while studying about the concept of Namani, we have to take into consideration the four main important points. The first is Antaha, that is the noun is ending in which letter. The second is Lingam, the gender. As we know, there are three different genders in Sanskrit: Pullingam, Strilingam and Napunsakalingam. Vachanam, that is the number. There are three numbers: Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam and Bahuvachanam. And the last one is Vibhakti. We have learned the table, so we know that from Prathama to Sambodhanam, there are different Vibhaktis. I think Lingam, Vachanam and Vibhakti, these three concepts are clear to you all. So let me elaborate more about Antaha, that is the noun is ending in which letter. In Sanskrit, there are two main kinds of words, Ajantaha and Halantaha. Ajantaha are the words ending in vowels and Halantaha are the words which end in consonants. But how do we identify that which word is Ajantaha and which one is Halantaha? Let me explain it to you with the help of some examples. Some words are displayed on your screen along with their Varna Vinyasaha. What is Varna Vinyasaha? Separating vowels from consonants is called Varna Vinyasaha. The last letter of each word helps us to identify whether it is Halantaha or Ajantaha. For example, the word Rama ends in the vowel A. So, it is Akarantaha Shabdaha. The word Lekhani ends in long E. So, it is Ikarantaha Shabdaha. The word Jagat ends in Halantata, so it is called Takarantaha, and the word Vanij ends in Halantaja, so it is the Jakarantaha Shabdaha. So we can come to the conclusion that the words Rama and Lekhani are the Ajanta words as they end in vowels, and the words Jagat and Vanij are the Halanta words as they end in consonants. This year, Ajanta words are included in your syllabus. So first we will learn about them. The words which are displayed here in the form of table are the Ajantaha. They are ending in vowels and they have been arranged as per their endings and the gender. For example, the word Deva ends in A. So it is Akarantaha Pullingi Shabdaha. The same goes with the word Rama. The word Vana athva Phala ends in A. So it is Akarantaha Napunsakalingi Shabdaha. The word Mala athva Lata ends in A. So it is Akarantaha Strilingi Shabdaha. The other words are also arranged in the same way. Students, you need to learn all these tables by heart, as it will be helpful to you while solving the questions of grammar. You have also learned Sarvanamani. The pronouns have been divided into three parts: Prathamaha Purushaha, the third person pronouns, and they are Tad, Etad, Idam, Kim. Trishu Lingeshu means they have three different forms in all the three genders. Madhyamaha Purushaha, the second person pronoun is Yushmat, and Uttamah Purushah, the first person pronoun, is Asmat. This year, you are going to get introduced with the new pronoun, that is Idam. All the nouns and pronouns, the list of which we have seen, are used with Vibhakti Pratyayas in sentences. Each Vibhakti, right from Prathama to Sambodhanam, has its definite meaning, and the concept of Karaka helps us to understand it. So now, let's see the concept of Karak Vibhakti. Karak Vibhakti. Karak Vibhakti denotes the relation between noun and verb. Here is the table of Karak Vibhakti. I assume that you already know about it. Prathama Vibhakti is always used for the subject, that is Karta. In Hindi, we translate it as ne. In English, one, two, or many. Dvitiya Vibhakti is always used for the object, that is karma. In Hindi, we translate it as ko. In English, we use the preposition to. Tritiya Vibhakti is used to express the instrument of an action, that is karanam. In Hindi, we translate it as se ya fir ke dwara. In English, we use the prepositions with and by to express the meaning. Chaturthi Vibhakti is used for sampradanam. It is used either for the receiver or the purpose of an action. In Hindi, we translate it as ko ya fir ke liye. And in English, we take the help of the words for or to express the meaning of Chaturthi Vibhakti. Panchami Vibhakti is used to express the source of separation, that is apadanam, किसी चीज से अलग होना. In English, we translate it with the word from. Shashti Vibhakti is used to indicate the relation, that is sambandha. In Hindi, we translate it as ka, ki, ke, ya fir ra, ri, re. And in English, we use the preposition of to express the meaning of the Vibhakti. Saptami Vibhakti is used to indicate the location or time, that is adhikaranam. In Hindi, we translate it as me or par. In English, the prepositions in, on, at, between, among are used to express the meaning of Saptami Vibhakti. And Sambodhanam is used to address or to call someone. Hey, are are the words used in Hindi language to translate Sambodhan Vibhakti. In English, we say oh. Since Shashti and Sambodhan Vibhakti are not related to verb, they are not included in Karaks. That's why I have given them in red font here. Now, let's try to understand the function of each Vibhakti with the help of some examples. The first one is Prathama Vibhakti. The subject of the sentence, that is Karta, should always be in Prathama Vibhakti. The subject can be in any gender and any number, but it should be in Prathama. How to identify the subject given in the sentence? Always ask the question who or what, kaun, to get the subject. For example, Balakaha Gayati, a boy is singing. Who is singing? Balakaha. Balakau Gayataha, two boys are singing. Who are singing? Balakau. Balakaha Gayanti, many boys are singing. Who are singing? And the answer is Balakaha. Let's see some more examples. Aja khadati. Aja means she-goat. A she-goat is eating. Aje khadatah. Two she-goats are eating. Ajaha khadanti. Many she-goats are eating. Patram patati. A leaf is falling down. Patre patatah. Two leaves are falling down. Patrani patanti. Many leaves are falling down. Nadi vahati. A river is flowing. Nadyau vahatah. Two rivers are flowing. Nadyah vahanti. many rivers are flowing. In all these sentences, the subjects are used in Prathama Vibhakti. A pronoun can also be used as the subject. The rule is the same. If it is the subject, it should be used in Prathama Vibhakti. For example, Saha Chalati. He is walking. Aham Pathami. I am reading. Tvam Likhasi. You are writing. Te Khelanti. They all are playing. Vayam Smaramaha. We all are memorizing. Yuyam Gachatha. You all are going. All the pronouns used in these sentences are in Prathama Vibhakti because they are the subjects of the sentences. Dvitiya Vibhakti is always used for an object. But how do we identify an object in a sentence? Always ask the question to whom, or if it is an inanimate object, then ask what. The answer to the question will be the object. For example, Chhatraha Shikshakam Namati. A student is bowing down to his teacher. To whom is a student bowing down? The answer is Shikshakam. Kanya Lekhan Likhati. A girl writes articles. What does a girl write? The answer is Lekhan. Since the words Shikshakam and Lekhan are the objects, they are used in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Let's see some more examples. Manushyaha Nadim Pashyati. A man looks at the river. Shunakaha Rotikaha Khadati. A dog eats rotis. Tvam Pustakam Pathasi. You are reading a book. Balika Pushpani Yachati. A girl gives flowers. Shishuhu Jananim Vadati. A child says something to his mother. Nrupaha Sadhun Pruchati. A king asks sages. Tritiya Vibhakti is always used for the instrument of an action, that is Karanam. For example, Balaha Kridati. A boy is playing. Balaha Kandukena Kridati. A boy is playing with a ball. So here, a ball is an instrument with the help of which a boy is playing. So it is used in Tritiya Vibhakti. To get the Karanam, we have to ask the question with what or by what. Let's see some more examples. Aham Chitram Pashyami. I am seeing a picture. Aham Netrabhyam Chitram Pashyami. I am seeing a picture with my eyes. Pita Hastau Prakshalayati. Father washes his hands. Pita Jalena Hastau Prakshalayati. Father washes his hands with water. Chhatra Alikhati. A student draws. Chhatra Mapikaya Alikhati. A student draws with a scale. In all these examples, the words Kandukena, Netrabhyam, Jalena and Mapikaya are the examples of Karanam. Chaturthi Vibhakti is used for Sampradanam, that is the receiver. When something is given to someone, the receiver should be in Chaturthi Vibhakti. And it is also used for the purpose of an action. For example, Bhagini Pustakam Yachati. Sister gives a book. Here, who is the receiver? That is not mentioned. But when I say Bhagini Tasmai Pustakam Yachati, sister gives a book to him. So here the receiver is mentioned and that is Tasmai and it is in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Let's see some more examples. Nrupaha Dhanam Yachati. A king is giving money. Nrupaha Yachakebhyaha Dhanam Yachati. A king is giving money to the beggars. Here The word yachakebhyah is used in Chaturthi Vibhakti because the yachakaha are the receivers of the money. Chhatraha vidyalayam gacchati. A student goes to school. Chhatraha vidyalayam pathanaya gacchati. A student goes to school for studying. The purpose of an action is mentioned here by the word pathanaya, and that's why it is in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Pitamahi mandiram gacchati. Grandmother goes to temple. Pitamahi pujanaya mandiram gacchati. Grandmother goes to temple for worshipping the god. So pujanaya is indicating the purpose of an action. So it is in Chaturthi Vibhakti. So students, I would like to end the presentation here. We have seen Prathama, Dvitiya, Tritiya and Chaturthi Vibhaktis today. We will meet again with the next part. Till then, Dhanyavadaha Punarmilamaha.